Happy Sunday, everyone. It's January 4th, 2026. And whilst yesterday much of what the newspapers were focused on was the tragic New Year's fire in Switzerland, a seismic geopolitical shift occurred overnight that has effectively rewritten the map of South America. We're talking about Operation Absolute Resolve. In a lightning-fast raid involving Delta Force units and over 150 US aircraft, the Miraflores Palace in Caracas was breached. This wasn't just a surgical strike, it was a total extraction. I can now confirm that Nicolas Maduro and his wife Celia Flores have officially arrived in the United States. They were flown into Stewart Air National Guard Base in New York under heavy military escort. President Trump held a press conference later today at Mar-a-Lago looking victorious. He didn't just announce the arrest. He announced that the US is now overseeing Venezuela's transition. It is the most aggressive move of his presidency so far. But if you think this is just about removing a dictator, you're only seeing the surface. To understand this, we have to look at the BRICS nations, specifically Russia and China, and their movement to create a gold-backed digital currency called the unit. For years, the US has maintained its global power through the petrodollar, the requirement that oil be traded in US dollars. This system allows the US government to borrow trillions of dollars because the world has to hold their currency to buy energy. Maduro was a central pillar in the plan to break that system. He had recently started moving toward selling Venezuela's massive oil reserves, the largest in the world, to non-dollar denominations. If Venezuela successfully decoupled from the dollar, the domino effect across OPEC would have been catastrophic for the US economy. There's also a complex layer here regarding Cuba. For decades, Venezuela has been the financial lifeblood of the Cuban regime. By removing Maduro, the US isn't just taking out one leader, it's starving the entire socialist alliance in the Caribbean. This was a financial hit disguised as military liberation, something which Marco Rubio has been very keen to see happen. Now, we have to ask how this is going to work going forward, and the answers are honestly terrifying. Trump has left it open-ended. Who's actually running Venezuela today? Is it the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, or the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio? We're looking at a potential military governorship in a country that is currently in a power vacuum. The day after in regime changes is where the US historically fails. Think of Iraq, think of Libya. If it takes 50,000 US troops to keep order in Caracas, are they ready for another forever war? But the real danger is what I call the global checkmate. Russia has already reacted with fury, calling this a blatant act of international kidnapping and a violation of sovereignty. They have billions in oil investments there that the US has just seized. But look at China. For years, China has been looking at its territories like Hong Kong and Taiwan. If the US can fly into a sovereign nation and kidnap its president under the guise of international security, who is left to hold China to account? By breaking the rules of international law to get Maduro, we may have just given a green light to Putin and Xi Jinping to do the same in their own backyards. If the rule of law is replaced by might makes right, the world just became a much more dangerous place. The raid was a military success, no doubt about that, but the long-term cost to the US dollar and the precedent it sets for global conflict is yet to be seen. Is this the start of a safer South America or the beginning of a new era of global chaos? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is a massive story and keen to hear what you have to say. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into headlines that actually matter. I'll see you tomorrow.